Terrorizing the Sect. The news of Su Yang becoming an inner court disciple greatly shocked many outer court disciples. Nobody could imagine how he'd managed to reach the profound spirit realm in less than a month from the third level of the elementary spirit realm, but there were plenty of speculations going around. Some speculated that Su Yang had a fortunate encounter during his sect mission that allowed his cultivation to soar, and others guessed that he had consumed some sort of heavenly treasure. Either way, the fact that Su Yang, who used to be a cripple and a piece of useless trash, had managed to become an inner court disciple while the rest of them are still mere outer court disciples aroused a profound sense of envy in many disciples. Inside Su Yang's room, Chou-Yi slowly opened her moon-like eyes and sat up in a sluggish motion. She then looked around with a dazed expression, feeling a bit lightheaded from the deep sleep. Prior to meeting Su Yang, she was always on high alert for the sacred moon palace, hence why she could never sleep peacefully. However, now that Su Yang was in her presence, all of her worries seemingly vanished like smoke and allowed her to sleep like a baby. Father. Being unable to see Su Yang's figure when she woke up, a sense of terror appeared in her heart, feeling fearful that her meeting with Su Yang was only just a dream. Father? Confused, Chou-Yi jumped out of the bed, and her cultivation base unintentionally erupted out of her body, instantly covering the entire profound blossom sect with a terrifying pressure that caused everybody within the sect to tremble violently, feeling as though there was a dreadful beast in the vicinity. The sudden pressure shocked the living hell out of many people and made them believe that they were under attack, and many disciples even directly fell on the ground after their legs abandoned them. Dozens of sect elders could also be seen running out of buildings with alarmed expressions and weapons in their hands, looking as though they were ready for battle. Chou-Yi was at the Divine Lord realm, 2 whole realms above the strongest cultivators in this small and growing world, so even a small portion of her cultivation base would be enough to scare Earth Spirit Realm cultivators to tears, let alone these poor disciples below the true Spirit Realm. Why are you trying to scare people to death so early in the morning? Suddenly, Su Yang's voice loudly resounded from the living room, snapping Chou-Yi out of her panicked state. With a dumbfounded expression, Chou-Yi used her spiritual sense to look at the living room, where the voice resounded from. When she noticed Su Yang looking towards her direction through her spiritual sense, her entire face flushed red from embarrassment. The door to the room opened, and Su Yang appeared before her. Suddenly terrorizing the entire sect with your cultivation base, do you care to explain yourself? Even I was startled by your little stunt, Su Yang said to her, looking a bit baffled by the situation. I had a nightmare, she replied in a stiff voice. A nightmare? Su Yang looked at her with wide eyes. Unbelievable, if I wasn't in time wake you up, everybody in this sect would have suffocated to death from the pressure today. Chou-Yi was beyond speechless, feeling even more dumbfounded than everybody in the sect currently. To think she'd caused such a commotion by accident, even she was in disbelief at the situation. After a moment of awkward silence, Su Yang sighed and said, forget it. Just remember that we are surrounded by mortals, so we need to be more mindful of our actions, especially you, Chou-Yi. Hearing his words, she nodded. I understand, it will not happen again. The moment Chou-Yi apologized, Su Yang reached into his storage ring and retrieved a jade slip that was glowing brightly. Senior, what is this pressure? Lu Longji's terrified voice resounded from the jade slip, clearly worried about pressure caused by Chou-Yi. Ahem, Su Yang cleared his throat and began speaking in a disguised voice. I have already dealt with the problem, there is no need for you to worry about it anymore. What, it has already been dealt with? If you do not believe me, you can go look around yourself. I believe, she quickly replied. If there is nothing else, I will return to my business. Su Yang deactivated the jade slip and turned to look at Chou-Yi with a weird expression. Chou-Yi also turned her head, purposefully avoiding his gaze. Anyway, I have somewhere I need to attend to, Su Yang suddenly said. Where are you going? Su Yang retrieved another jade slip, the one he received at the distribution center today, from his storage ring and handed it to her. Take a look yourself, he said. Chou-Yi then used her spiritual sense to read the content of the jade slip. After reading the contents, she looked at Su Yang with a weird expression. Why did they pick you? She asked with a frown. It'd be weird if I wasn't picked after what happened at the examination hall, he chuckled. What happened at the examination hall? Because she didn't follow him with her spiritual sense during his assessment at the examination hall, she was unaware of exactly what happened there. Are you really going? She then asked. It seems fun, so why not? Which part of this seems fun to you? She said in a disappointed voice, clearly unhappy about the contents of the jade slip and his decision to attend such farce. Su Yang remained silent, showing her only a smile on his face. You... She sighed. Hearing her remarks, Su Yang began laughing out loud. Anyway, I have to talk to someone before I leave for this event. Make sure you do not repeat what happened today when I am gone, he said to her as he left the room. Once Su Yang left, Chou-Yi looked at the jade slip in her hand again. I really hate this place. I should have destroyed this place when I had the chance just now. She released a deep sigh, before crushing the jade slip with her hands until it shattered into countless fragments.